Hello everybody and welcome back for more Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. In the last episode, we entered the bottom of the well and got us the Lens of Truth, and in this episode, we are now ready to tackle our next dungeon, the Shadow Temple. So, in order to get in there, we gotta use Din's Fire for this one. And, I want to say you could probably just use the fire arrows if you want to, but I do believe that the torches will eventually get unlit, so it's probably best to just go ahead and use Din's Fire to just light them all at once. It's quicker that way, actually. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't use the fire arrows for lighting all that when you just do it quickly just with Din's Fire. All right, so here we are, last to the Shadow Temple. And so, as soon as you get over there, actually, I'm just going to go ahead and equip the Lens of Truth as well, because as soon as I get over there, it kind of looks like some kind of a dead end, but it'll give you a hint pretty soon. So if we head over this way, the shadow will yield only to one with the Eye of Truth, handed down in Kakariko Village. So that's basically the one kind of hint where you actually have to go back and just go over and get the Lens of Truth, which is what it's called. It's known as the Eye of Truth. And you're gonna be running into a lot of dialogue boxes as you get over there. One who gains the Eye of Truth will be able to see what is hidden in the darkness. Because basically it tells you about like some of Hyrule's history, where one of the boxes there, say, Shadow Temple. Here is gathered Hyrule's bloody history of greed and hatred. So it's actually where all the greed and hatred is, where it's handed over into this dungeon here. Oh yeah, and a bunch of read heads that you'll be running into as well. So you want to make sure to play the Sun Song. Yeah, Shadow Temple is definitely considered to be one of the, or probably the creepiest dungeon around, because, or this game at least, because there's going to be lots of read heads involved, and probably those bloody-looking dead hands. Was I about to call them hand deads or something? I don't know. Whatever. I'm doing this backwards, but yeah, dead hands. Which another one of those we'll be getting to a little bit here. First and foremost, after killing them, I think this is where we get the, I think it's either the dungeon map or the compass, because there's another item that we'll be getting a little bit later, but I do believe it's the dungeon map first. Actually, yeah, I just remembered it was the dungeon map. And yeah, sure enough, it was. Anyway, so yeah, the Shadow Temple, yeah, like I said, it's very creepy, it's very eerie, and something that's not for the faint of heart, and not for, oh, really makes you question why it's rated E. Yeah, I know, Hyrule's, greed and hatred and all that. I gotta say, though, like, the Shadow Temple itself, it's actually not so bad here. What is it in darkness? Tricks full of ill will, you can't see the way forward. Yeah, I gotta say, if you have the right tools and all that, the Shadow Temple actually isn't all that bad. Like, especially after the Water Temple, for how complex it is. Because once you have the right tools and all that, it's actually you won't really get lost there. The Shadow Temple is actually pretty straightforward, I gotta say. So, guys, I actually kind of do enjoy the Shadow Temple in that regard. All right, so yeah, we have our second encounter with the Dead Hand. Yeah. Just like everybody else, all the other kids, yeah, this dead hand definitely did creep me out as a kid. But yeah, same as before, only all the hands around here are in some kind of a circular motion here, for what they're gathered. Yeah, same as before. Just wait till he lowers down, and then just slash away with the big Goron sword or the Master Sword. But once again, I'm just using the big Goron sword just for just cheesing this and just making things quicker. I don't know what it is with Zelda and just making hand enemies just very creepy and very scary enough, and they just did it yet again with the fucking Gloom Hands and Tears of the Kingdom, which honestly though, which is probably the scariest thing they could ever do. But of course, the Dead Hand is done, and so we have another treasure chest. And so, could this mean that we have the next dungeon item that we could be getting? Oh, who knows? Well, let's see it. And we have the hover boots. With these mysterious boots, you can hover above the ground. The downside? No traction. You can even use these to walk for short periods where there is no solid ground. Be brave and trust in the boots. Alright, so yeah, so with hover boots, we see those little bottomless pits that we see around this dungeon, and so that's where you can actually just use those to go by the ground. And yes, as the dialogue box was saying, I actually really do like how the even the game outright acknowledges the one flaw that the hover boots have, Because, like I was saying, there is absolutely no traction. Yes, it's no joke. The traction for the hover boots is shit. So it's like, you know, wear those, it's like you're slipping on ice, and you'll probably see here once I put those on. But yeah, like I was saying, the traction for the hover boots is shit. And so, just like with the iron boots and the, well, actually, just like with the iron boots, you do have to go over to the equipment sub-screen on the pause menu to equip those. But of course, in the 3DS version, they become regular items. So you can actually just assign those to the corresponding button, just press a button, and then you just put those on like that, and it saves a bunch of time here. But it's not like in the Water Temple you'll be using the iron boot, so, or I mean the hover boot, so quite a lot just by pausing constantly. So it's not really as annoying in that regard. So I'm actually thankful for that. Now for this puzzle, you want to move the beak face over to where the real torchlight is. If you use the lens of truth, you'll see all the other torches that are that disappear. But if there's one that's completely solid, then that's where you want to move the beak face over to where that torch is. If you stop at the wrong one and walk away from it, then it'll just automatically drop you down to the bottomless pit, and the floor will become transparent, so you had to start over. But with that out of the way, and yeah, that's what the hover boots look like. So that way there you can actually just go through go above the chasms up there. And more Gibdos. So yeah, just before. Yeah, actually, I just went through those walls there. Yeah, you'll be using the Lens of Truth quite a lot here. But yeah, like I said in the previous episode, keep in mind that that the Lens of Truth will eat up your magic if you use that. So make sure you have well, actually, what I should have done was I should have bought a green potion, because there's that one instance where I was having a hard time and I had to use the Lens of Truth quite a lot. But thankfully, though, if you after killing those Redeads or Gibdos, then they always drop the magic jars, so you can always just pick this up and refill your magic if you ever want to. All right, and so now we have the compass. So let us so that way we won't be able to get lost. But you know, the Shadow Temple isn't really too hard or anything like that. You know, if you have the right stuff in your in the arsenal, then you know, you really shouldn't get too lost. It's actually pretty straightforward. So I actually pretty much know my way around the Shadow Temple. And there are going to be those times where I would have to use the Lens of Truth, because you may never know, because I always think that there's these bottomless pits that they can't really see where they are. I mean, I would always think that, so I seem to assume that, so I had to just make sure just by using the Lens of Truth. And for this one, yeah, you see these guillotines are right there. You want to use your shield to crouch down, just that way there you won't get hit by those. So yeah, with those Lens of Truth, yeah, if you go over there for the first time, it'll say that you need the Eye of Truth, and so it's definitely you know, best to actually just use the Lens of Truth, unless you're a hardcore player and know where everything is. But yeah, you're definitely going to use the Lens of Truth for to be able to see where things are. So if you haven't gotten it already, then you're gonna want to go back to the bottom of the one, and then you know, I've already covered this in the last episode, so that's where you can only access this as Child Link, and then you just have to go to the bottom well as in that aspect, and just grab those Lens of Truth from there. And then that's actually just, you know, the best way to ever get through the Shadow Temple, so that way there you know where things are, because I was actually over there when I played this as a kid the first time, and so, you know, I thought I hit a dead end, but then I just, but then I saw some guys, and then that's how I was able to see that you have to go to the bottom of the well first. All right, and so with going through those other corridors, then we just bomb this one, because that was actually solid. Of course, you can actually tell just by if you just slash your sword. If you see your sword actually clipping through the wall, then that's the one where you can actually just use Lens of Truth. But it actually hits the wall, then you can just bomb those. Alright, so we shall go ahead and proceed onwards through here. And there's also some more traps that you're going to see here. And also, yeah, you're going to watch out or just pay close attention to those shadows there, because that's where those Skulltulas, or those big Skulltulas, will actually just come down there. So you do want to be careful and just don't do what I did, because I kept getting these knockbacks just by these jump scares. They're right there, just those Skulltulas that suddenly happen to just jump down right here. Also, guillotines. Those are a thing here in this dungeon. Make sure you just want to be careful though, because I think those can potentially one-shot you. At least I believe so. So you wanna be careful with those. Or you just simply just take damage, but I don't even know, because I haven't really had chance those very much, because I never wanted to. And yes, if you go through this area, then you'll be encountering these wall masters, so be careful with them as well. Also, slow down. Yay, slow down. Yeah, because, you know, like I've been saying, this game really does chug with all these frame rate issues for here. Oh yeah, fire bubbles. We never got to buy those. Red bubbles. Guard against its attack with your shield. Yeah, they're actually red bubble. I call them fire bubbles because they're because you know them producing a fire weed. We did see those in the fire temple, but I never really got to buy them because well I just wasn't able to. But I was able to now. And Stalfos, yay! And they should be pretty easy to kill with the big Goron sword. So at least we got that. Because, you know, I just want to be able to cheese them pretty easily. And so we got these invisible platforms that we can hop across there with by using the Lens of Truth. So so we can do just that here. Alright, so this is actually the one room that I was very much stumped. Well, actually, it wasn't so much that was hard, though. If you use Lens of Truth here, then you'll see more of those guillotines, or those, or actually, no, those scythes is what they are. And so, yeah, make sure you use the Lens of Truth, so that way there you'll actually see where they are, because you'll somehow just mysteriously get hit by those by some kind of invisible force. Now, for this room, this is actually one of those rooms where you want to kill every single one of the enemies for the events to trigger. And this is actually where I was very much stumped the most. Now, I mean, normally it would have been pretty easy because of, you know, you just had to kill all the enemies here. So I just killed that one like, and then there's also the keys that I had to kill as well. But here's the thing, though, and I actually edited those parts, as you can see right here, because I didn't really want to waste any more time. But like I was going all over the room trying to look for the keys, because I was hearing their wings flapping, but I couldn't even see where they are at all, and they wouldn't even come to me either, because you know they would actually just try to dive bomb at you in order to for them to attack you. But they never did, and so they kept flying away from me, those cheeky little bastards, and so I tried to shoot them, but I couldn't see where they are. So so I very much took my time here, and so I still kept using the Lens of Truth to try to see where I was going. And so because of that, it managed to drain away my magic meter. So that's what you want to be careful for. And so yeah, I cut this part out. Yeah, you see how much my magic meter just drained out all the way. And so that got me thinking that, like, man, I really should I should have just bought the green potion from the potion shop. That's currently in Kakariko Village as an adult, but I didn't even think to do so because well, I thought that I was going to be able to get these magic jars from either from pots or enemy drops, especially those Redeads or Gibdos, because they always produce those magic jars. So I figured I probably didn't need those because I was getting plenty of those, but now because of predicaments like this, then that's how I drain away my magic meter because of having to use the Lens of Truth constantly. So so yeah, that's also the reason why I cut those parts out, because you know, like I said, I didn't really want to waste your time here. So yeah, my apologies if that ever happened, because well, I just couldn't find those damn things. But that's out of the way, thankfully, and, you know, actually, we can do with this Stalfos, and it's also pretty funny if you do so. You can actually just knock him off, and he'll just fall to the bottomless pit, and then you can just be done with it. That's actually something I really love doing, just by knocking them off the pit there. They just tumble down to their doom. I love doing that. Unfortunately, though, I was never able to do so, because, you know... Oh, and also, yeah, I fucked up there, because I got a little hasty just by going over that platform. And so I could have waited till the till that platform descended just like that there, but you know, I got a little too hasty and just jump up there. I also could have used the hover boots to ensure that I could be able to hop over that platform, but I didn't do that because well, I guess I didn't really cross my mind to do so. So yeah. And yeah, the video itself is about like 25 minutes long. The dungeon itself isn't actually that long though, thankfully, because I know in the other half of the video where because you know, like with the others, I you know, did 2 recordings for the Shadow Temple. And, and so the secondary part of the Shadow Temple, it wasn't really that long at all, because actually got done pretty quickly. All right, so we have this puzzle here. If you see where that block is, it's basically they actually consider this the stone umbrella, and so what they mean by that is that if you push this block over to where those spikes are on these right here, if you push the block to the underside of where they are, then those spikes will actually just go right onto the block itself, and so that way they won't go all the way down onto the ground, and so that way there you can actually be able to defend yourself like that. So that's why they basically call this the stone umbrella. And if you have this block that's right below both those spikes that are right now like that, then you can be able to just travel across safely. So that's actually what we can do, though. You can also use those as platforms if you get up to the higher ground up there. So there you can just get across, but I couldn't find a way to do that, so I just pulled that block there. And make sure you get that Gold Scutulus, because once again, just having to collect everything, and even the Gold Scutulus here. Just make sure you get every single one of those. But yeah, in terms of lore, because they were saying like the Sheikah are supposedly the guardians, or the ninjas for Hyrule, because that's just essentially what they are. They're essentially ninjas, and it's actually I would say this is probably the game to introduce the concept of ninjas, and so therefore we had the Sheikah, because because I've always believed that ninjas are pretty cool. So it's actually considering that with Zelda being some kind of a medieval setting, and so there's never been really kind of a ninja races for previous Zelda games, unless there were. Let me think. Are there other? Well, no, maybe not. I guess I was just thinking of others, but yeah, Ocarina of Time is what introduced the concept of ninjas. In this case, the Sheikah, and so and so I'm actually glad about that too, because like I said, ninjas are pretty cool, because they're supposed to be the what's supposed to be like guardians for Hyrule, and so they actually just kind of built up some kind of dungeon theme around that, the Shadow Temple, because considering that ninjas do live in the shadows, and it's kind of weird too, because like the Shadow Temple is supposed to be some kind of a torture chamber for in Hyrule. To those who actually get punished for, if they do some stupid shit and all that there. And so, it's essentially a torture chamber. And so, and it's located right by Kakariko Village, and that's how that's actually where the Sheikahs originally came to be, and that's how Impa opened up Kakariko Village to the public. Actually, Kakariko Village, it used to be a home for the Sheikah, or for Sheikah only, and for ninjas itself, but that all changed when Impa opened up Kakariko Village for every single race, for all Hylians to live in. So a nice little refuge, but they still kept the Shadow Temple, so it's basically like some kind of a domain for Sheikahs, and it looks very sinister, I might add, but but I guess it's for benevolent purposes, like a torture chamber for any kind of monsters, like I guess for Ganondorf's men and whatnot. Or actually, as a matter of fact, actually, and I might be wrong though, because it's actually because back in Hyrule's ancient history, it's actually supposed to be Hyrule's history for greed and hatred. So I think back during the Hyrulean Civil War, then the Shadow Temple is just used as a torture chamber of sorts for those. Which I guess probably wouldn't be so much as used anymore, because that was like before the King of Hyrule unified this country. Yeah, I'm just going on with these theories for this Let's Play, aren't I? Well, that's really one thing that's very interesting about the lore of Zelda. Why I really like going into those. It's just. And it's very interesting to look at all the lore of Zelda, all the ancient history for this, and believe it or not, I actually do have the Hyrule Historia because of it, because it does give all the details about the ancient history. Yeah, what I like to call the Holy Bible, or the Holy Bible of Hyrule, and so yeah, believe it or not, I actually do have the Hyrule Historia, or a copy of it at least. And, you know, I can actually just, well, I think I might still have a picture of it somewhere. Well, actually, well, it might just take a while for me to just upload it. So, but yeah, I actually do have the a copy of the Hyrule Historia. And, you know, they do sell it online. And so if you ever want to look more into Hyrule's history, then they can just order online if you ever want to. You know, if you're interested. But yeah, I think that's you know from Hyrule's ancient history. Then they basically just use the Shadow Temple as a torture chamber. But that was like during the Civil War and all that. So I guess it's pretty much gone unused now after the union of the country. All right, so here we have this room. We have this big urn right here. You want to make sure to kill the keys first before you go and do anything else. Yeah, after counting the keys here, then that's how the door opens. Now, what you want to do is that you want to toss those bombs. You can either use your own bombs or those bomb flowers that you see there. And you toss it over to this urn here. And then inside will contain a small key. So yeah, that's you know, the one thing you can just go and make sure you throw that bomb over that urn, so there you're gonna get that small key. Oh yeah, and grab that gold stool on the way if you ever wish to. So we got that out of the way here. So anyways, so yeah, that was pretty much it for you know, for just you know, go and explain the lore of Hyrule and all the history of Hyrule. So yeah, it's kind of ironic that I would just say, you know, just tell you guys that, you know, and for this playthrough of all things. So so yeah, you know, I just can't help it, you know, because, you know, being a Zelda fanboy and all, I just can't help it just look into all the lore and ancient history of Hyrule. Because, you know, I guess you know, for all, you know, for all of us Zelda fans, that, you know, what we love to do is just look at you know, the ancient history of Hyrule and just and take a look at all those. Because, you know, that's just what I like to do, and that's why it's always so interesting like that. And that's why, you know, because of all this here, it just gets so interesting, and that's why. That's just the reason why The Legend of Zelda is such an amazing series. You know, I love it so much. You know, just, you know, without a doubt, one of Nintendo's best franchises. It's just, you know, if ever, they're one of the greatest franchises of all time, I gotta say. But you know, and even to this day, I would still just look into any of the stuff like those, and it's just very interesting like that. So you know, that's just. That's just the reason why it's, you know, it's just called, you know, The Legend of Zelda, because, you know, it's just a legendary game franchise is what it is. So and I think with this here, I think yeah, I played the Sun Song. Then this is actually what causes this pink orbs over here. It's actually supposed to be a fairy to catch in a bottle, but it just appears as some kind of a pink orb for some reason. But I just actually want to do that just to kill those re-deads. Now, if you actually see those little, or actually, no, I was thinking of those bomb pits. Sometimes you'll be seeing those pits around here with the red stains. They're supposed to be blood stains, but, you know, sometimes you'll actually see these invisible treasure chests that you can use with the lens of truth. So so you can just do that there. I gotta say that, you know, speaking of blood, I gotta say, whenever you're in this dungeon, you actually be seeing a bunch of bloodstains around here, especially in those torture chambers. Oh yeah, I also fucked up right there because I guess Link didn't great right under there. You want to use those fans there for the wind to take you over there, and make sure you have the hover boots on as well, so over there the wind can actually push you over. I wonder if that's actually supposed to be for what remains of the Wind Temple that was originally in the beta for this game, and so I guess they must have took those aspects just to use it for the final version. But yeah, you'll be seeing those bloodstains around at the Shadow Temple, which I do believe they actually removed in later re-releases of the game. Because since I'm playing one of the earlier cartridge versions, then that also means that that'll be seeing blood, and especially you know, for some certain countries where there's going to be blood. Which, of course, they censored in later re-releases, like either in cartridge versions or in the Virtual Console releases, or especially in the 3DS version, because I think they just pretty much censor those the most for those bloodstains. Because, yeah, you'll be seeing the kind of blood that's everywhere. So, yeah, quite a bit of censorship there. And I do believe there's one of those invisible treasure chests. You want to bomb that rubble or that debris that's right there, as that's how you find the treasure chest with a small key. That was invisible previously. You can actually use Lens of Truth to make the pier. And so now we're in this room. We have this giant boat here. And I do believe, and I'm going to go ahead and call this an episode here. So, next time on Let's Play Ocarina of Time, we are going to continue on, or finish up the Shadow Temple, I would say, and see what else we can do, and hopefully awaken Impa as the stage, because, you know, we already know she's a Sage Shadow, so that's what we will be doing. So, I will see you guys then.